The future version of you right now is thanking you for watching this entire video and then proceeding to take all of the action that you're going to take afterwards. I know because over a little, well, maybe 2 to 5 years ago, and several times through my life, I have literally watched a 10, 15, 45, sometimes 5-minute video here on YouTube for free, and then proceeded to have ideas come to my mind, take action on those ideas, implement them, and my entire life change. And it's really that simple sometimes. In fact, some of the most difficult things that of the entire journey is simply taking action and holding your attention long enough on this video or whatever other thing that's trying to connect with your mind to show you the path to the goals that you said you wanted. Okay, it's always in front of you all the time. It's never something that's far away from us, something that is unescapable. You can literally watch a video, think something, get on a different frequency, have an idea, proceed to follow that idea, and then look back 5 years later and go, wow, if I had never watched that, if I had never done this, look, think back of it right now. You're probably thinking about some time in your life before, or you can at least identify one, where you thought everything was going to shit. It was all downhill, okay? Maybe you're in that time right now. Nothing's working out. You're putting in all the effort. You're doing all the things. Maybe you're reading all the books. You meditate. You go for runs. You do the, mental health practice that we talk about. But you still just feel like the universe is Mike Tyson in his prime, and you're feeling like Neon in the ring, okay? If you don't know who that is, doesn't matter. But the point is, all of those times, and I'm really talking to the young man or woman or person out there who is just going through those skill building season of their life, but they just don't know it. I'm talking to you because the worst times of your life will force you to do one of two things. Number one, they will either force you to start picking up some ideas and beliefs that, if you're not careful, will stick with you a very long time. Here's the problem with that. These beliefs are all rooted in the fact that you are incapable of doing X, Y, Z, because in the past when you did X, Y, Z, you got said result, or you didn't know what you're doing, or you just haven't yet hit that win. And so what do I mean is, like, if you don't know this and you're not careful, when you go through a season of winter, as Jim Rohn describes it, and you're learning skills and you're using this season to actually learn some stuff that's going to be invaluable to your future self. When you're in it, it feels horrible. And unfortunately, a lot of people let these seasons go, and then they say, damn, this is a bad thing that happened to me, without realizing all the skills, without judging it properly, without trying to figure out all the things. It's not till years later we go, man, hey, if that bad thing hadn't happened, I would have never been pissed, and I would have never tried to figure out the idea, and I would have never done this, and I would have never done that, and I wouldn't have this awesome, amazing thing that I have now today. Think about it in your life. You might have this. Or, that's option one, right? Like, so option one is totally miss the opportunity, totally not understand, which is normal, and that's what we're trained to do in society. That's what most people will do. In fact, if you don't do this, there's certain people in your life who will look at you crazy for doing what I'm about to say. And that is searching deep inside, grounding yourself in gratitude for the journey thus far, which is a hard thing to do for ambitious people. But telling yourself, listen, whatever season I'm in, it's happening for me. Understanding and assuming the identity that you're already in that future version of yourself who's looking back on today and going, thank God I'm going through this problem. Look, you don't have to understand it today. When I was going to the town to open up my first brick and mortar location, I had literally never lived in the city a day in my life. And because of that, I had never drove on the highways to get there. And so mistakenly, I told my wife, yeah, just go ahead and speed down US 31, which if you guys are from the Midwest, you'll laugh, right? Go ahead, there's no cops here, you know, which I didn't know at the time. It's like one of the most hot cop-ridden highways ever. And so on the way to our appointments to start seeing this town for the first time, that we're gonna open our business, we get pulled over. And we had already been late, and it had already been raining. And it was just one of those situations where it seemed like the whole world was trying to stop us. And this is, again, my first day going. I had no idea if I'd actually end up having my business that went on to do over 156K that year. But I literally turned to my wife as soon as we got pulled over and I said, which would be me acting in the second version, I said, there must be a shop going to open in this city. Because if there was this much bullshit that the universe is throwing our way, it's gotta be a test to see if we really want it. And by golly, it was. And there was much more that came after that. And in fact, once we got it, we got even more. But every time I have received a test, I've had two choices and I've either made one of it. And I'm not gonna sit up here on this video, you guys, and say that I've been like perfect, you know, Mr. Gratitude, manifester of the world all the time. If I did, obviously, you know, I'd be hitting in my garage with a Lambo behind me like Ty Lopez, right? But I have had moments where I chose to regret, go lower, feel the pain. And it always took me years to just take action anyway. And nothing ever changed between the version of me that sat around and moped and the one that took the action and ended up getting these crazy results, other than a feeling state of how I thought about myself and then deciding to actually take action on all these ideas that I've had for years. In fact, a lot of the ideas are the ones that I had way before I knew actually what was possible. So I want you guys to understand something. The whole reason I made this video is that the future you is able to find gratitude for even the worst parts of present you. And so if you can tap into that, you start to pull that future you way closer and faster to you. Things get out of your way. You guys can believe me or not. As you may know, you may not, you may be your first time. Maybe this video went viral. I'm gonna live like it did. But you literally are the master. You are in the driver's seat. You control everything with your perception. And I can encourage you more and more to keep leaning into your faith, keep leaning into your belief of gratitude and love for yourself, and to keep breathing air into your ideas. Because in a little bit, let the time pass, you'll see what I mean. You'll realize why you should have been grateful. So don't curse what might be your best thing ever just because it hurts a little bit in the beginning. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you want to watch more videos, you can look at that below. Peace, love, and prosperity.